yo soy la Rata Vieja y el día de hoy vamos a tener una invitada especial. Y para eso me voy a tener que convertir en... ya sé cómo. Hi, I'm Ramona the Rat and today we're gonna have an interview with...
Hey, my name is Erin Micklow, and this is my interview with Ramona the Rat.
Thank you, Erin, to be here in Punkrukiando TV. We are so excited. So let's start with the first question. How was Erin as a child?
As a child, I definitely was an outcast. I didn't fit in. I didn't have a whole lot of friends as a child, and when I got into middle school, I started getting into fashion. I started reading fashion magazines and putting my own looks together, and it was a way that I expressed myself, obviously, as you can see behind me. And if you know me and you follow my work, outfits are a big part of my life, and it's how I express my art. I dress the way I feel that day, I dress for the occasion, and it's just something that brings me a lot of joy and, self-expression.
Of course, we follow your work. That's why I'm wearing this suit. I hope you like it. So, let's go with the next question. When do you realize you were a punk rocker?
So, this is something I know that a lot of punks are like, I'm a punk rocker. It just, to me, feels so oppressive. And that, to me, is what punk rock is and was about, is about rebelling against the societal norms, rebelling against the boxes that people try to put us in, and doing your own thing. And that's something that, personally, I've experienced a lot with the punk scene that has really turned me off about it, is people wanting you to be in this certain box, and when you're not in that box, you're not a punk rocker. And it's just so conformist to me. So I don't like to say that, like, oh, I'm a punk rocker. No, I'm Erin. And there's many different sides of Erin. There's the side of Erin that likes punk rock. There's the side of Erin that likes fashion. There's the side of Erin that likes to drink champagne. There's the side of Erin that likes to travel. There's the side of Erin that likes to dance, that likes to go to clubs. There's so many different sides to us as people, and I feel like it is so limiting to just call yourself one thing. And I feel like that's the problem with a lot of people too, is that they're so defined by their job or what they paint themselves as, and instead of just stepping outside of that and like, who is your true self? Who are you at your core? So yeah. But when I got into punk, if we want to rephrase that question, I got into punk rock when I was in high school, from a guy that sat behind me in one of my classes in 10th grade. He always had a punk vest on. And, I started going to punk shows and I fell in love with the music. It was a place that I fell in love with because I felt like I was accepted when nobody else accepted me. But, so many years later, like over 15 years later now, it is a place where, I don't feel as accepted. And it has put me on the path of seeking other people and other things. While the punk rock music will always have my heart and it's something that I always love, and there is a certain community to it, it's also a place where people have really made me feel unwelcome as well. So
yeah, I agree with you. There's no rules to be the perfect punk rocker. So let's get with the next question. What's your favorite punk band?
obviously, Rancid, Ramones will always be some of my favorite bands. I love Swinging Utters. I love The Briefs. Most recently, I love Machine Gun Kelly. I love his new album. It's pop punk produced by Travis Barker, and it's amazing. It's like a modern day Blink-182 album. I love The Exploited. They're one of my favorite bands. One of the bands I was the most honored to interview.
Nice! I love Rancid too. I even have a picture of myself dressed as a Tim Armstrong. So, is there a song that has changed your life?
Yeah, for me, music is reflective of where you are at a certain point in your life. There's songs at certain times in my life that really hit home with me, and they meant so much to me. And so I think music is just like fashion, expressive of, a point in time and a place in your life, and the songs and the music fits where you are at that time.
We've seen that you have done many appearances in different videos, and you have interviewed many punk musicians and been in every punk concert. So, what's your point of view about current punk?
Well, in the last couple years, there's a huge resurgence happening of pop punk. A lot of these musicians, like Avril Lavigne, is coming back, and a lot of the work that Travis Barker is doing, for instance, with artists like Machine Gun Kelly, of bringing pop punk back to the mainstream in a really big way, is shifting things. I was having a conversation with a musician I interviewed last night about this, about how it's kind of funny because punk is cyclical, of how it becomes trendy in mainstream media every few years or so. You'll see people that are completely not punk rock at all, don't know anything about the music or the culture, and they'll be wearing spiky jackets or something similar to this, and it is a nod to the punk rock culture. So it's interesting that we are presently in a time like that again, where punk rock is kind of mainstream right now. The fashion of it, the music, people with the tattoos. And so it's interesting, and I personally am not mad about it, because I think that it further helps to keep the punk rock culture alive, even though it's being blasted in mainstream media and it's, by people that don't really necessarily understand it. It's better than it dying off and becoming a thing of the past.
As a woman, has it been easy to be a punk rocker?
Fuck no. God damn it. The punk rock scene is so fucking misogynistic, it makes me sick. Not everyone. You can't generalize everyone as a whole. But in my experience, in the 4 years that I've been doing my show and have, gotten more attention, and from my years of modeling, and modeling with my spiky hair and just, my clothes, no, people are fucking misogynistic. It's absolutely a man's world still, and women are making strides forward. But this goes outside of punk rock, of women just fighting for equality. But a lot of the shit that I get in the punk community, I 100% would not be getting the same shit if I was a dude doing what I'm doing, interviewing bands, and maybe a dude that was attractive and dressed nice. Like, it's such fucking crap. And just the comments that I get about me expressing myself and my body, my rules, and dressing the way that I feel comfortable, it's disgusting, some of the misogynistic comments that I get. It's absolutely disgusting, and would not be happening if I was a man.
Have you ever had a chance to listen to Latin American punk?
Yes, I premiered a Mexican punk band called The Dickens, their music video on my YouTube channel. When I was in Chile, South America, a few years ago, I went to some punk shows there. I did interview a Mexican punk rock band called Migraña Social at Rebellion. That interview is still not out yet. I still have a handful of interviews from Rebellion that are not out, because at the time I was going through my divorce, and all of those took the back seat. And quite frankly, they've been a little bit hard to revisit. I will at some point get around to editing them. They will see the light of day someday. And I don't know when that day will be. It'll be when I'm ready. But yes, I have had an opportunity to see that. And also when I was in Mexico City over the summer, I did get to meet some of the Mexican punk rockers at the flea market there. It was a Sunday flea market. I forgot the name, but it's on my YouTube channel. I did a day there, and it was really, really fun. It was like a punk rock flea market in Mexico City. I loved it.
We know you have been in Mexico a few times, so what's your favorite Mexican food and drink?
Margaritas! Margaritas all day, every day. I mean, here in Los Angeles, obviously we have a big Mexican culture here. So I've always loved Mexican food. I've always loved margaritas. Margarita me. And when I was around Oaxaca, I did fall in love with the enfrijoladas. That was something a bit new. We don't really have that in the Los Angeles, Mexican restaurants. So that was something different, because that's traditionally a Oaxacan dish. Me being vegan, it was made with potatoes in them sometimes, or sometimes just the tortillas and the enfrijolada sauce, and it was delicious. Loved it.
What will be the best advice you can give to the new punk rock bands?
Get on social media. Get good with social media. It's not going away. It's only growing. Get good at self-promoting yourself. Don't try to rely on a label or distribution or booking agents. Like, get good at doing it yourself. And then when you do come into that of managers and labels and teams and booking agents, you know, you'll know how to work with them better because you knew how to run your machine yourselves. It's so important to be able to do it yourself. Don't just rely on other people.
There you go. Thank you so much, Erin, to be here in Punkrukiando TV. We really appreciate that you took your time to help us out with this interview. We hope we can meet sometime in the future. Punkrukiando TV loves you. I'm Ramona the Rat, La Rata Vieja, and see you next time, motherfuckers.